In the deep, velvet dark, suspended between filaments of cosmic web, lies a kingdom of light. This is the Leo cluster, a sprawling metropolis of over 300 galaxies, each a pinwheel of fire or a golden haze of ancient suns, bound together by an unseen sovereign, gravity. They drift through the intergalactic medium like luminous galleons on a black ocean, their journey spanning eons, their histories written in the spectral signatures of their starlight. From our distant vantage point, 330 million light-years away, this city of galaxies appears serene, a silent, glittering testament to the universe's creative power. Among its countless citizens, one appears particularly unremarkable. It is a smooth, featureless ellipsoid of pale gold, a galaxy designated NGC 3842. It possesses no dramatic spiral arms, no vibrant, star-forming nebulae. It looks old, settled, and quiet. It is the very picture of cosmic maturity, a galaxy that has lived its life and is now drifting peacefully into its long twilight. But this placid appearance is a profound deception. At its very heart, hidden from view by a trillion suns, NGC 3842 harbors a secret. It is a secret of impossible scale, a monstrous anomaly that defies our most fundamental understanding of how galaxies and the giants within them are supposed to live and grow together. Deep within that tranquil golden glow lurks a behemoth so vast, so disproportionately massive, that it simply should not exist. It is a record breaker, a rule breaker, a dark heart far too large for the body that contains it. Its existence asks a terrifying question: what ancient, forgotten violence could create such a monster, and what does its presence tell us about the true nature of the cosmos? To find the answer, we must journey into the heart of this silent giant, to confront a darkness that has swallowed worlds and rewritten the laws of cosmic evolution. We must look past the calm facade and uncover a history of cannibalism and destruction on a scale that beggars the imagination. Now, let's begin. The domain of NGC 3842, the Leo cluster, is not a peaceful expanse. It is a gravitational crucible, a region of space where the density of matter is so high that the lives of galaxies are violent and short. Here, the elegant cosmic dance becomes a brutal demolition derby. Galaxies are not isolated islands, they are predators and prey. Gravity, the silent architect of the cosmos, acts here with relentless force, pulling these immense structures into chaotic, intersecting orbits. We see the evidence of this turmoil everywhere. Faint streams of stars, like ghostly trails of breadcrumbs, stretch for hundreds of thousands of light-years, marking the death throes of smaller dwarf galaxies torn asunder by the tidal forces of their larger neighbors. Clouds of superheated gas, stripped from galaxies in high-speed flybys, glow faintly in X-rays, a testament to cosmic collisions that occurred millions of years ago. In this environment, tranquility is an illusion. NGC 3842 presents itself as an elliptical galaxy, a classification that speaks to a history of violence. Unlike spiral galaxies like our own Milky Way, which have largely settled into a delicate, spinning disk, elliptical galaxies are thought to be the end product of major mergers. They are galactic graveyards. Their smooth, rounded shape is the result of countless gravitational interactions that have scrambled the orderly orbits of their stars into a randomized, buzzing swarm. Their golden, reddish hue tells us their stars are old. The cataclysmic mergers that formed them likely triggered a final, furious burst of star formation that used up all the available gas, leaving the galaxy sterile and unable to create new suns. It is, in essence, a retired predator, resting after a long and successful history of conquest. And yet, even for a veteran of this cosmic battlefield, something is profoundly wrong. The story it tells of its past, written in the motions of its stars and the glow of its ancient light, is incomplete. The true narrative is not held in the visible realm, but in the absolute darkness at its core, a region of spacetime so warped that it has become a scar on reality itself. To understand the anomaly, we must first understand the harmony it has broken. For decades, astronomers have observed a beautiful and profound relationship that governs the lives of galaxies, a cosmic covenant known as the M-sigma relation. It is a remarkably consistent and elegant rule that links the mass of a galaxy's central supermassive black hole, M, to the velocity dispersion of the stars in its central bulge, sigma. In simpler terms, it means the bigger the galaxy's core, the bigger its central black hole. This is not a coincidence, it is the signature of co-evolution, a lifelong conversation between a galaxy and the monster at its heart. Imagine a seed that knows precisely how large the tree it grows into will be, or a heart that grows in perfect proportion to the body it sustains. This is the M-sigma relation. It suggests a delicate feedback loop, an intricate dance of cause and effect played out over billions of years. The galaxy provides the fuel, a steady stream of gas and stars, that allows the black hole to grow. As the black hole feeds, it does not do so quietly. The material spiraling into its maw forms an accretion disk, a maelstrom of matter heated to millions of degrees, which can blaze with the light of 1 trillion suns. This outpouring of energy, in the form of radiation and powerful jets, pushes back against the galaxy, heating and expelling the very gas that would otherwise form new stars or feed the black hole further. This process of self-regulation ensures a delicate balance. The black hole cannot grow uncontrollably without shutting off its own food supply, and the galaxy's growth is moderated by the energetic outbursts of its central engine. This symbiotic relationship has been observed in hundreds of galaxies, from our close neighbor Andromeda to distant quasars shining from the dawn of time. It is one of the foundational pillars of modern astrophysics, a testament to a universe that, for all its chaos, seems to favor order and balance. The Milky Way's own central black hole, Sagittarius A, at a modest 4 million solar masses, fits this relationship perfectly. It is the correctly sized heart for our galactic body. This predictable harmony is what makes the universe comprehensible. It allows us to look at a galaxy's stellar bulge and predict, with stunning accuracy, the mass of the unseen singularity hiding within. It is a law written into the very fabric of galactic structure. And it is this law that NGC 3842 shatters with unapologetic violence. Our journey now takes us deep into the core of this seemingly ordinary galaxy. We move past the outer halo of ancient, golden stars, through the dense, buzzing swarm of the central bulge. Here, the starlight is thick and overwhelming, a fog of pale gold. But we are not looking at the light, we are looking at the motion it betrays. By observing the stars closest to the galactic center, astronomers can measure their orbital velocities. The faster they move, the more massive the central object they are orbiting must be. It is the same principle Newton used to weigh the Sun using the orbit of the Earth, now applied on a scale of unimaginable proportions. At the heart of NGC 3842, stars whip around an unseen point at incredible speeds, their paths tracing the edge of an abyss. The calculations derived from these frantic stellar orbits delivered a result that was, at the time, unbelievable. The object at the center of NGC 3842 was not a few million, or even a few 100 million, times the mass of our Sun. The calculation settled on a number that seemed to belong to science fiction, 97 billion solar masses. This is a mass so extreme it is difficult to contextualize. It is more than 2,000 times more massive than Sagittarius A. Its event horizon, the point of no return, would stretch far beyond the orbit of Pluto if it were placed in our solar system. It is a true ultramassive black hole, a member of the most elite and rare class of cosmic objects. But its sheer size was not the most shocking part of the discovery. The true anomaly emerged when this mass was compared to its host galaxy. According to the sacred M-sigma relation, a galaxy with the stellar bulge of NGC 3842 should host a black hole significantly smaller, perhaps only a fraction of this size. This wasn't a minor deviation or a statistical outlier, it was a flagrant violation of the established cosmic order. The heart was monstrously, impossibly large for the body. The delicate feedback loop had not just been strained, it had been utterly broken. This discovery sent a shockwave through the astronomical community. It suggested that our neat and tidy picture of co-evolution was, at best, incomplete, and at worst, fundamentally wrong in certain circumstances. NGC 3842 and its titanic black hole became a profound cosmic mystery. It was a creature that should not exist, living in a galaxy that looked perfectly normal. The question was no longer simply what it was, but how it came to be. What process could allow a black hole to grow so wildly out of sync with its host, to achieve a mass that defies the very rules that govern its peers? The answer, it seems, lies in a history far more brutal than anyone had imagined. The leading hypothesis to explain this cosmic imbalance is a simple, yet terrifying one: relentless, systematic, galactic cannibalism. NGC 3842 did not grow its monstrous heart through the slow, gentle accretion of gas that the M-sigma relation describes. It built it piece by piece, by consuming other galaxies and merging its own black hole with theirs. This process is one of the most violent and spectacular events in the universe. Imagine two galaxies, each a majestic spiral of hundreds of billions of stars, each with its own supermassive black hole, locked in a gravitational embrace. Over millions of years, they are drawn inexorably closer. As they begin to interpenetrate, their structures are warped and destroyed. Great tidal tails of stars and gas are flung out into intergalactic space, creating ephemeral, ghostly bridges between the two dying systems. The vast clouds of interstellar gas within each galaxy, long dormant, are compressed and shocked by the collision, triggering a firestorm of star formation known as a starburst. For a brief cosmic moment, the merging system shines with the light of 1,000 normal galaxies, a brilliant, final scream before its structure is erased forever. At the heart of this chaos, the two galactic cores, each containing a supermassive black hole, begin their own final, intimate dance. The surrounding stars and gas are violently scattered, and the two black holes sink towards the center of the newly forming elliptical galaxy. NGC 3842, in its present, placid state, is the end result of not just one such merger, but likely a long series of them. Its smooth, featureless glow is not a sign of peace, but the smoothed-over scar tissue of a history of unimaginable violence. It is a composite entity, an amalgamation of all the galaxies it has devoured. Its immense size and mass are not the result of gentle growth, but of conquest. It is an empire built upon the ruins of its neighbors, and its oversized black hole is the throne upon which its dark emperor sits, a monument built from the hearts of the kings it has slain. This history of consumption is the only known mechanism that can override the delicate self-regulation of the M-sigma relation, force-feeding a central black hole with the already packaged mass of another. The merger of two galaxies is only the first act. The truly transformative event happens in the aftermath, in the darkness of the new galactic core, where the two supermassive black holes are set on their own collision course. After their host galaxies have coalesced, the two black holes find themselves orbiting a new common center of gravity, separated by thousands of light-years. A process known as dynamical friction begins. As the massive black holes move through the sea of stars, their immense gravity perturbs the stars' orbits, pulling them slightly inward. This gravitational tug-of-war transfers orbital energy from the black holes to the surrounding stars, which are often flung out of the galactic core entirely. With each star they eject, the black holes lose a tiny bit of energy and sink closer to each other. This process, which can take hundreds of millions of years, is called scouring the core, as it clears out the central region of the galaxy, leaving a characteristic signature for astronomers to find. Eventually, the two black holes are close enough, perhaps only a light-year apart, that another, far more powerful process takes over. They now form a stable binary system, two singularities locked in a furious orbital dance. At this proximity, their gravitational influence is so extreme that they are no longer just moving through space-time, they are violently churning it. According to Einstein's theory of general relativity, accelerating masses of this magnitude should radiate energy away in the form of gravitational waves, ripples in the very fabric of reality. As they orbit one another, they send these waves propagating outward at the speed of light, carrying away vast amounts of orbital energy. This is the universe's most profound symphony, a silent scream that distorts space and time itself. The loss of energy causes their orbit to decay, bringing them closer and closer, faster and faster. In their final moments, they are whipping around each other at a significant fraction of the speed of light, warping space-time into a violent vortex. The final merger is an event of incomprehensible power. The two event horizons touch and coalesce, ringing like a struck bell, sending out a final, powerful burst of gravitational waves. In that fraction of a second, more energy is released than by all the stars in the visible universe combined. And when the chaos subsides, where there were two black holes, there is now one, larger and more massive than the sum of its parts, its spin altered by the violence of its birth. This is the forge in which the monster of NGC 3842 was made. Its 97 billion solar mass heart is not a single entity that grew over time, it is a composite being, the result of a chain of these cataclysmic mergers, each one adding to its mass and erasing the identity of a vanquished rival. Armed with this terrifying hypothesis, we can return to NGC 3842 and look at it with new eyes. Its placid, golden glow no longer seems peaceful, but rather like the eerie calm of a battlefield after the fighting has stopped. We are no longer looking at a galaxy, we are examining a crime scene. And the evidence, though subtle, is there. Astronomers have studied the distribution of stars in its core, searching for the telltale signs of its violent past. And they have found them. The core of NGC 3842 is unusually large and diffuse. It is a scoured core, precisely what theories predict should be left behind after a binary supermassive black hole system has spent millions of years ejecting stars to power its orbital decay. The very center of the galaxy is underluminous, a region where the stellar population has been depleted, kicked out by the gravitational slingshot of two dancing giants. This is the scar tissue, the physical proof that a binary black hole merger has taken place here. Furthermore, deep imaging reveals a vast, faint halo of stars surrounding the main body of the galaxy, extending far beyond the visible edge. This diffuse cloud is believed to be the stellar remnants of the smaller galaxies that NGC 3842 has consumed over its lifetime. These are the ghosts of its victims, their star systems torn apart and scattered, their individual structures erased, their light now contributing to the faint glow of their conqueror. The oversized black hole is therefore not an anomaly, it is a testament. It is the logical endpoint of a life lived in the most violent of cosmic neighborhoods. It did not break the rules of galactic evolution, it simply played a different, more brutal game. Its growth was not governed by the gentle feedback of gas accretion, but by the winner-take-all logic of hierarchical merging. Each merger allowed the central black hole to grow in a massive leap, a step change in mass that its host galaxy's stellar population could not possibly keep up with. Over billions of years, this cumulative process created the profound imbalance we see today, a relic of a bygone era of cosmic violence, a sleeping giant whose very existence tells a story of conquest and assimilation. The discovery of the monster in NGC 3842 was just the beginning. As astronomers turned their telescopes to other giant elliptical galaxies at the hearts of dense clusters, they began to find more of them. Another galaxy, NGC 4889 in the Coma cluster, was found to harbor a black hole estimated to be even larger, perhaps as massive as 21 billion suns. A pattern began to emerge. These overmassive black holes were not random freaks of nature, they were consistently found in the largest galaxies residing in the most crowded environments. This suggests that the M-sigma relation, once thought to be a universal law, is perhaps only a description of how galaxies evolve in relative isolation, in the quieter, suburban regions of the universe like our own local group. In the dense, chaotic city centers of galaxy clusters, a different evolutionary path is possible, one dominated by mergers and acquisitions. This has profound implications for our understanding of the early universe. In the first billion years after the Big Bang, the universe was a much smaller and more crowded place. Galaxies were forming rapidly and were much closer together, making mergers far more common than they are today. It is possible that in this primordial era, black holes grew first and grew fast, through a rapid succession of mergers, far outpacing the growth of their host galaxies. The first seeds of black holes may have merged and grown into behemoths of millions or billions of solar masses before their host galaxies had even accumulated a significant stellar population. What we see in NGC 3842, then, may not be a recent phenomenon, but rather a preserved relic from that ancient, violent epoch. Its black hole may have reached a huge mass very early in its life, and has been sitting quiescent ever since, while its host galaxy slowly caught up by accreting smaller, gas-poor systems over the subsequent eons. In this view, the M-sigma relation is not a starting point, but an endpoint, a state of equilibrium that galaxies eventually settle into after their initial, chaotic formation period is over. NGC 3842 and its brethren are simply galaxies that have not yet reached that equilibrium, their central engines are frozen echoes of a more violent time, their growth stunted by a lack of fuel, forever preserving the imbalance created in the dawn of the cosmos. Today, the 97 billion solar mass heart of NGC 3842 is dormant. It is a sleeping giant. The eons of galactic mergers that fed its prodigious growth have also served to sweep the galaxy clean of the cold gas and dust that a black hole needs to feed. With no material falling into its gravitational clutches, its accretion disk has gone dark. There are no brilliant jets of plasma erupting from its poles, no blinding quasar light to outshine its host galaxy. There is only silence and darkness, a perfect gravitational predator waiting patiently in the dark. This quiescent state is the fate of most massive black holes in the modern universe. They are victims of their own success. The very processes that made them enormous, mergers that triggered starbursts and powerful feedback events, ultimately sterilized their environment, cutting them off from their food supply. But this sleep is not necessarily eternal. The Leo cluster remains a dynamic place. NGC 3842 is still the gravitational king of its domain, and its journey through the cluster is not over. In a few 100 million or a billion years, its path may intersect with another galaxy, perhaps one that is still rich in gas. Or a vast, rogue cloud of intergalactic hydrogen could be captured by its immense gravity and begin to spiral inward. Should that happen, the monster will reawaken. The darkness will once again be set ablaze. As the new material spirals toward the event horizon, an accretion disk would form, and the core of NGC 3842 would ignite, becoming a quasar once more. A torrent of radiation would pour out, and relativistic jets, powered by the black hole's spin, could erupt and tear through the placid golden haze of the galaxy, stretching for millions of light-years into intergalactic space. For a few million years, this quiet, unassuming galaxy would become one of the most luminous objects in the universe, its ancient heart reminding the cosmos of the unimaginable power that lies dormant within. The giant would have its final meal, a last echo of the violent feasts that defined its youth, before settling back into its long, quiet slumber, waiting for the slow, inevitable end of all things. The profound mystery of NGC 3842's impossible heart is, in the end, not a mystery of physics, but a mystery of history. The imbalance that so shocked us is not a flaw in our understanding of gravity, but a testament to a past written in violence and consumption. This black hole did not break the laws of nature, it is the ultimate expression of them in the most extreme of circumstances. Its existence is the solution to an equation of cosmic cannibalism, its mass a ledger of all the galaxies it has devoured and all the black holes it has merged with. The tranquil glow of its host galaxy is a mask, hiding the truth that in the universe, the grandest structures are often built upon a foundation of absolute destruction. Our journey has taken us from the perception of a serene cosmic order to the reality of a chaotic, predatory existence. We have learned that the elegant harmonies we observe, like the M-sigma relation, are not immutable laws, but states of being, fragile equilibria that can be shattered by a sufficiently violent history. NGC 3842 teaches us that the quietest, most ancient-looking corners of the cosmos can hide the echoes of the most unimaginable violence, and that to truly understand an object, we must understand the environment that forged it. This galaxy and its monstrous heart are a monument to what they have consumed. Its oversized, sleeping heart is the sum of all the hearts it has stopped. It is a profound and unsettling reminder that on cosmic scales, growth is often synonymous with destruction, and creation is born from cataclysm. The universe is not just evolving, it is remembering, and in objects like the black hole in NGC 3842, that memory is given a terrifying and eternal form. It is the soul of a predator, forged in fire, and now resting in the silent, star-dusted darkness. What would you have done if you could witness it? The final, silent merger of two singularities, a moment when the laws of physics themselves tremble. What would you feel, knowing you were watching the birth of a monster, and the forging of a galaxy soul?